Hey Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess baby. We got some new lavender incense courtesy of my sister. All right, Pisces, let's see what messages Spirit has for you today. Let's light some shit up. Thank you. Spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors, Archangel Michael, please help me in pulling insights for the High Priestess Collective. Highest timelines, highest messages for the High Priestess Collective. Ooh, this is the card that we just went into with the esoteric tarot group in the Patreon, the Fool card. This is the first pathway in the Kabbalah tree of life, pathway Aleph, which is the encompassing energy of allowing duality in your journey forward. Heavy emphasis on allowing intuition to lead you to this leap of faith, this new beginning. There's rebirth associated with this energy. There's also this, when I say duality, it's like the foolishness and the naivete of the fool is like counterbalanced by the sun energy, the sun representing fatherly energy, paternal energy, Yahweh. And it's having like you see the sun come in as I say that? And it's having the sun on your back, which is like having the support of the divine, having the support of the universe, of God on your back gives you like an added oomph to take this jump. But really what's initiating this jump is a snake bite. Did you know that? I know my Tarot Academy knows what I'm talking about. The snake bite associated with the Fool card. You can't really see it in this so good, but there's a little symbol down here. It kind of looks like a W that you see on the Wilson brand of sporting goods. But that is a Hebrew letter that translates to the word shin, and it really means snake bite. And the snake bite is essentially what leads to what is perceived as madness. And the madness inspires this person to take this leap of faith. So sometimes it can like look like, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but it can look like mania of like, what the F is this person doing? Like, this seems like a bold risk, or this seems like a really outside the box new beginning. You know, it's very non-conforming. But the snake bite inspires this person to do this. The snake bite, the venom within the person, is like the fire ether that gets this person to jump. That snake energy is also associated with a Kundalini awakening experience. So if you have had a Kundalini experience from the root all the way up to the crown, that's also associated with this Fool card, where the Kundalini rising energy from the base of the spine, or that tailbone, all the way up the spine into the crown chakra. It's essentially the awakening and opening up of all the chakras, of all the senses. It's becoming like sensitized again. It's becoming clair active again. Spiritual, psychic, feeling, seeing again. After a period of either dormant energy or numbing. This Fool card indicates that there's a rebirth here as a result of some sort of fire ether moving through the spine, moving through the system. The venom from the snake bite may make you appear like there's no rhyme or reason, but the reality is your connection to yourself, divinity, a higher plan or blueprint that others can't see. That's actually what's driving you here. Show me this Fool card for Pisces. Smash that love button if you haven't already, baby. Fool card for Pisces. Nice. Following your heart. Three of Swords, maybe fueled by a heartbreak. Wow, double knight. Double knight is double movement, double action, double energy. Double this, double that. There's a devil at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to assume you're moving away from devil-like energy. This can be a person. This can show up as behaviors. This can show up as patterns. Ooh, a system. 3 people. Could be a family. Could be a group of friends. Could be two other people. The devil energy with this 3 of cards under the Fool is like when someone gets the gumption. Is that the word? When someone gets the gumption to take a really bold exit or a really bold next step. And I'm saying next step because the Knights are behavior. The Knights are action. One is moving with their heart, with their emotions, with their intuition. And the Knight of Pentacles is moving with a practical plan and some sort of resource that can either keep them afloat or like allows them to move forward. But what's in between this really is like, it looks like there was first an intuitive knowing of like either I need to exit or I need to like make this next jump. You might not be exiting something. You might be moving towards courage and essentially like away from fear. But for other people, if this is an interpersonal situation, this is recognizing a detrimental dynamic, dysfunctional dynamic, maybe addiction, maybe affliction, alcoholism, codependency, some sort of toxic chaining. So it also can be the triangulation that you experience in narcissistic family patterns. And if it's not family, it can be really all narcissists operate with triangulation. It's like a tool in their toolbox. But it's interesting that the Three of Swords is here because it means that you're moving with the pain, or you're taking the information that you've gathered from the pain that you've experienced and you're allowing yourself to not hoard, but mindfully hold the wisdom. It's almost like someone knows they're going to move better, faster, stronger if they allow this pain to be a little raw. It's kind of like when artists, like when they're experiencing emotional turbulence, they go right for the canvas. They go right for the songwriting. They take that pain and they go right into the transmuting process to create something new. It kind of looks like this of like, I'm not going to wait to heal this. I'm actually going to use this as momentum to move forward, to take these next steps. Hierophant, King of Swords, Justice. That's like a lot of commitment energy, law, legal, contracts. And if it's not law, legal, contracts for you that you're leaving, there's a high level of like discernment here. Maybe highest. It's so interesting. If the High Priestess was here, I'd be like, this is the highest level of thinking and seeing together. This is still very, very high, but there's no feminine energy. So I wonder if in order for the movement to take place, you may have had to turn the feminine energy off for a moment. An example of that is like, when you experience pain, in the sense, your feminine energy is going to amplify anything you're feeling. The feminine energy feels it amplified the most, especially if you're highly sensitive, if you're attuned, in tune. This looks like someone felt something and also recognized, like, I have to kind of turn the nozzle off so that I don't become drowned in it, and then utilize this highest level of discernment to make this almost looks like formalized decisions. It's kind of giving divorce. And I'm going to use divorce as an example, like it's the clearest form of decision making to protect one's feminine, emotional, sensitive, creative energy. And it's allowing the Justice, King of Swords, Hierophant to serve as this like protective barrier or team. What are you doing? And what's interesting is that this is very spiritual. This call to leap is spiritual. This Knight of Cups is spiritual. This Hierophant is the highest masculine spiritual energy. So, you know, where the High Priestess is the feminine spiritual, the Hierophant is the masculine spiritual. The feminines create, they feel, they teach, they learn, and it's a little bit more behind the scenes. The Hierophant's like, nope, I'm in your face. I'm right in front of you. And we have this like barricade of people or resources or law or documentation or spells, I don't know. And you can't, it's like you can't cross the salt line in the circle. Do you know what I mean? When you create like some sort of circle either on your altar or your floor or whatever, we see it in practical magic, and it's like the evil cannot pass the salt line. the evil cannot pass the salt line, Pisces. This looks like you recognized and identified what the evil was. I'm using that word loosely. There's a salt line around you. It's interesting that you're preserving. Let me go into this. Actually, I'm going to use this deck. What is this heart? Three of Swords. There's like a preservation. Oh my God, the snake. Okay, the serpent card. And the serpent is looking at the skull under the roots of the tree. If this has to do with family, there's an escape from some sort of twisted system. And you're allowing, it's almost like you're allowing your skeleton, like your death, to remain there. But it's like you're shape-shifting into snake form so you can slither out of this. And if this is not family, there's like some sort of tree is like stability. So whatever this Three of Pentacles is like, it's supposed to be stable, but the devil's on top of it. So it's really like not. It's like you're as strong as your weakest root. You know, your team is as strong as your weakest player. There's something like that happening here. And it looks like there's a conscious decision to solo move forward. And because of that, though, there is this energy of like, I'm leaving this old version of me to die in the root. And I am, this is like you as the serpent, you as the snake. Snake is transformation. I know not everyone loves the snake energy, but Three of Swords is like, I am choosing to let this version of me die with the tree system, whatever that tree system is. Can I get one more here with this Three of Swords and the serpent? Ooh. Wow, koi fish. So this is a card of wealth, prosperity, and abundance. And it's you. You know, if we're speaking like super spiritual, so animal totem, obviously very important here. I would Google spiritual meaning of serpent, spiritual interpretations of serpent, spiritual meaning of koi fish. If you have a koi fish pond, or if you have a connection to koi fish, this is extra for you. If you already have a connection to snakes, you have a pet snake, you have a tattoo snake, you have a snake emblem somewhere, this is also extra for you. There's multiple animal totem in your reading. We have the dog, we have 2 horses, and now we have a serpent and a fish. There's something happening with the animals. Animal energy is like a reminder of like coming back to some sort of like primal energy, snake bite, venom, madness. It's primal. It's like, yeah, I am a human. Yes, I have a higher level of consciousness. And I also recognize the power of my primal animalistic energy. And that primal animalistic energy is actually going to serve as a protective barrier for me and any sort of devil layer on top of systems or trees or committees or groups or blueprints, plans, whatever this shit is that does not serve me. I can tap into that primal energy to get me to move from death to slither to swimming away. Koi fish is a high level of like respect also. So there's like an intention here of like, in order to show myself respect, I actually have to shift a few times in order for the movement to take place. Well, these golden specks on the scales of the koi fish also represent higher levels of enlightenment. Gold is enlightenment in tarot. So this direction that you're going in, and it looks like the way that you have to do this is all like being validated right now. So it's like if you have recognized, oh, I have to kind of like, I kind of have to have a several part strategy or plan to disengage from something that's not serving you, while like preserving the heartache so that you remember why you're leaving. This is really common in like abuse survivors, like having to remind yourself of why you're leaving, because the toxicity of I'm going to say this weird, but like the toxicity of empathy can sometimes give you delusion around what's actually happening. So it's like, I have to remember, I have to write down why I'm doing this. I have to write down the pain I'm carrying. I have to write down so I don't forget, because our brain wants to erase. That's why so many people forget a lot of childhood. Is like, yeah, your brain is trying to preserve yourself so that you don't short fucking circuit. Because if it remembered all the shit that you went through, you might have a mental breakdown, you know? This Three of Swords is an intentional Let me make sure I remember, not so that I'm spinning in the loop of victimization, but so that I have this as fuel and momentum to take this leap and boom, 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 move away from something and towards something of a higher calling. There's a power of divine strength here, though. I'm not really seeing or feeling tears. It feels like that part already happened. And if I'm wrong, I understand. But like, this feels a little bit more like I'm angry now, which is good. Anger is like the next step in healing. And using anger to move is great. Like, let me channel this to lift weights. Let me channel this to box. Let me channel this to create some sort of change in my actual environment here. Instead of like using anger to like flip out at people, right? Or like take it out on people that don't deserve it. 3 of Swords. King of Pentacles, mastery of the 3D. We keep getting this. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. Show me why the King of Pentacles is here with the 3 of Swords. It's a learner. It's like you're learning how to utilize pain to inform your 3D reality through like mastering something. Show me what I'm talking about. Wow, it really is that. This is like when someone is like, they like grew up really hard up and they're like, I'm using this as fuel and ambition to make it really big. And then they become like a really famous like singer. I'm saying that because swords is communication, right? And it's like, oh shit, this person is a breakout success story, but they came from such a hard beginning. That's the energy that's showing up here, is like using the pain as fuel and drive to move towards. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. This is you moving towards something. As a result, you're moving away from something. But like, you know, it's different when you're like, I have to walk away from this thing. That's different from, I have to move towards this goal. And as a result, I am walking away from this stuff. That's the lane that I'm picking up. It's like, I have to move towards this. And as a result, I'm leaving this, whatever this is, you know? But it's like in moving towards something, it looks like you're encouraged to remember some sort of heartbreak, pain, disappointment, maybe even like mistrust or something, because it's actually going to land you in some sort of highly favored by the divine situation, or it's like blessings or spontaneous growth of some kind, or a higher level, you know, maybe like a higher level title even. King of Pentacles, Page of Swords could be like a title coming in that's essentially like bestowed upon you. Wow, Queen of Pentacles at the bottom. What? Oh, I'm using 2 decks. That's why. Whoa, my brain just short-circuited. I was like, how do I have 2 3 of Swords cards? You hear the birds? There's like 100 of them in the tree next to my window. So it's like a Queen of Pentacles is tending to her heart. Oof. Queen of Pentacles, 7 Swords is like the pain of realizing you were gaslit, manipulated, or your reality was denied. What the fuck am I talking about? Show me the Devil energy. Show me the Devil energy. 4 Cups. 7 Swords. Denial of reality. Through words. There's the tree. You know, this like this rotting tree? This is a tree. This is like someone was made to believe that a family unit or a workplace was stable. There is some sort of denying of reality here. But that couldn't, it's like if the wind blew hard enough, the manipulation and gaslighting would be made visible. If the wind blew hard enough, the tents would all be like flapping in the wind. So it's like, oh, this thing isn't that stable, you know? Show me one more on the Four of Cups, Seven of Swords, Devil, but give me a context that would make it click. Oh! High Priestess. This is like when you know a system, a person, a family member, a parent, a romantic partner is gaslighting you in the moment. It's like when you know in the moment, like it's happening right now, or my reality is being denied right now. So there's some sort of gift of seeing that you, Paige, have had since you were a kid. Maybe there was something that you saw. This is very specific, Pisces. This is not for everybody, but like this, there could have been a very specific experience you had outside with these people, like in nature, outside. And from an observer standpoint, from a childlike observation, kids don't miss anything. They don't always have the language and understanding and context, but they don't miss things. This is a situation where someone, one of you, some of you, as a child, specifically in a scene in nature, outside, something like this, where like you recognized, oh, the person in charge or the family unit as a whole or something like this is like not connected to reality. Like you as a child in nature were more connected to reality than some dysfunctional something over here. Maybe that's what this Three of Swords is. Three Swords and the Seven of Swords is Ten of Swords. It's pain from the past, it's childhood wounding, or it's significant wounding, significant mistrust, significant heartbreak. And it's like, remember what you saw as you move towards this prosperous, beautiful, integrated, beautiful, like stable, successful, masterful come up. Your energy is showing up as the Ten of Swords has been broken apart. Six Swords, Three Swords, Page of Swords. That's 10. You've broken it apart, you know? Which essentially means like you've been able to deconstruct the either like limiting patterns or insecure belief systems or whatever that you inherited from this condition. But there's still this like, don't forget. This Three of Swords feels like, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. And it just makes me feel, this is something that empaths have to learn, usually through therapy, is like, or support systems. If you are an empathetic person, and you were raised in a dysfunctional household, codependent household, alcoholic household, substance abuse household, emotionally neglectful household, verbally, physically, emotionally, sexually abusive household, you were likely conditioned to extend your empathy out to those who cause harm versus preserving your empathy for those who deserve it. And like that is like it's like a weaponization tactic of abusers. And like you'll know if that's you because what happens as an adult is then you extend empathy out to people who cause harm, thinking that that's what you're supposed to do, that that's like the right thing to do, the big thing to do, even if they inflict it on you. And that's like giving people too many chances where they're like taking advantage of you, hurting you, fucking with your money, lying about you, talking shit about you, physically harming you, emotionally harming you, etc., etc. So this might actually be like a heavy emphasis for people who are like, I kind of want to say like recovering empaths, where you're learning the line of empathy and that like empathy can be felt and recognized. And also there should be like limits, distance, boundaries, so that that empathy is not turned on you. It's kind of like an Achilles heel. Achilles heel, what is that story? I know that's a mythology story. Does his Achilles get bit or is it cut or something? If it's bit, then it's coming back to this snake energy. Achilles heel. Damn, I don't remember. Anything else on this Three of Swords? Yeah. It blinded. It really did blind. Not that you were blind, because it's like you still saw. It's so crazy. It's so crazy what happens. Like, entities, I swear to God, they will do whatever they need to do to preserve the ongoing energy of whatever. Addiction, codependency, deflection of accountability. Eight of Swords, King of Wands is like, maybe they didn't want you to see what kind of leader you are. They didn't want you to believe in your fire. That might be something here, because you have two mastery energies that are like clarifying you. But you have, you're showing up as the Fool and two Knights, which is so interesting, because the Knights are like in training. Their potential has not come to full fruition as kings or queens. Queens are innovators, kings are mastery. Queens are creatives and nurturers, and kings are executors, planners, doers. It's like, this is the potential that you are. So of course people wouldn't, people or groups or companies that operate like this, of course they're not going to want the kings to show up as their king self. They're going to want people to stay as doers for the company versus like coming into your own, you know? Anything else in this Eight of Swords, King of Wands? This really keeps coming back to childhood since like a very young age. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy here again. You may have even like, you may have even like attempted, what did you attempt to do with this? The Devil. It's like you attempted to bring, oh girl. It's like an attempt to bring someone with you, or an attempt to bring your medicine here, or an attempt to bring your idea to this. There was like a pure intention to bring something to this. This feels like hope, like a hope fiend, which I have suffered from that too. But it's like, oh no, babe, like function can't function in dysfunction, and dysfunction doesn't speak function. So you're speaking a different language, and it's like, they don't want medicine. They want to keep this business as usual. Damn. One more. Let's do one on the Devil with this. Harpy Eagle, I don't know this one. You see this imagery? Kind of looks like the chickens Frank L. Baum used to have. Harpy Eagle, Peru. Found in the Peruvian Amazon. Top predator. Oh, predator! Oh my God. Lives in rainforests and nests in tall trees like the kapok. Predator. Okay, let's get out of them. There's nothing you could do about this. Actually, that's not true. This is what you can do about this. It's like moving with the current, move forward with this like prosperity where like the gold is flickering. It looks like there's like a new beginning already underway. The new beginning already underway is the way. Yeah, there's healing there too. And either someone else or your soul will feel much more balanced in this new beginning that's underway. Oh yeah, Magician. Okay, Queen of Cups at the bottom, confirming this is you. Two of Cups and the Magician. That's 3 cups. 3 cups of celebration. You have every ace on your altar. There's something that's going to come to fruition or something is already coming to fruition. You're seeing flickers of it. You're seeing glimmers of it. Every time you take a step or move forward in this energy and farther away from that, more light comes on, more gold is seen. Because it's you choosing your cup. Your cup's also protected by angels right now. It's actually protected by dark angels, which makes me think about, you don't have to believe this, but I do. We have light angels and we have dark angels, and the dark angels are the ones that they work for the darkness, and that doesn't mean evil. It means that their form of power is like destruction, disengaging, protecting you in more aggressive ways. So if you know of something that you are, you know, oh my God, this could even be a church, guys. If you're disengaging from something that has like a layer of the devil over it, whatever that means, right? And like there's like been gaslighting, denial of reality, but you understood like what was really happening. There's dark angels protecting your cup. So like a strong force that will handle predatory behavior like that. But you have to be away from it. That is also why they're like, go to the light, Carol Ann, you know, like go towards this. If you're like manifesting better friendships or romantic dynamics, it's like, go this way, go get away from this shit, right? Better like familial dynamics, better even like emotionally fulfilling contracts, it could be. It's like, go towards this because that is what's waiting for you there. And these destructo angels, they don't want you near the destruction that's going to happen over here, you know? Show me the destruction. Death. Guys, come on. Death is riding in like, got it, I'm on it. Who are your destructo angels, babe? I know who mine are. They are ruthless. Death, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Pentacles. This is like, they're like, don't fuck with this one. These destructo angels are like, do not fuck with this one. Nah. Because karma is a scary bitch. Scary, scary, scary. This doesn't even feel like inconveniencing people. This feels like a little touch of horror. This Nine of Pentacles makes me think that you are not supposed to see it either. She's like in the protection of this like majestic butterfly garden, this like fairy garden. You know, we were just talking about the fairies, the fae, at our last tarot meetup, and how like they are feisty. You know, there's a feisty, so especially I guess maybe if you have Celtic heritage, there's like a feisty energy on your side protecting you, but they need you to not be around this. They want you, they're like, go focus on your goals. We're going to handle this. This is like maybe like none of your business at this point. Like you saw what you saw and you experienced what you needed to experience. Don't forget that so that you don't go back. Because they're like, because we're riding in. Death and Wheel of Fortune is like, you cannot escape this fate, whatever happens here. And death to me means, feels like ego death. You know, today's my 4-year anniversary of the day I died on ayahuasca. And I've never experienced anything scarier. Terror. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me because of the repair and like rebuild of my life I was able to do after. But that took years though too. And ego death is shattering. So it looks like there is a shattering in tow over here. And they want you away from it. Yeah, Knight of Cups. That's why your Knight of Cups energy is activated. They're like, come on, we're moving you. We're moving you, babe. Oh, Page of Cups playing piano. So it's like keep in touch with that pure, innocent side of you. Like that side maybe is the side that got like fucked over here. But that doesn't mean dissolve that aspect of you. It just means like bring it over here and allow it to be protected so that you can still operate in that pure essence, that childlike wonder, that sweetness, in a more valued dynamic, valued group, valued partnership, valued, school. Foofy woofy. Oh my God, Pisces. Smash love button if you know your angels are destructo. I know exactly which ones of mine are. Okay. And advice here for the Magician, 2 of Cups for Pisces. Justice? Damn. There's a meeting. There's a meeting waiting for you. A meeting. It's like, I don't know if it feels like a meeting, like you are being called into like the principal's office, right? Or like the manager's office. But this is like a positive meeting to restore balance, restore justice. It has to do with partnerships. It has to do with interpersonal dynamics. Anything else? 10 of Swords. Holy sh... Oh no, 3 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords, 3 times. This feels like a karmic closing of a particular pattern or experience that does not have to happen anymore. If you don't go back to that. I kind of want to say don't even look back at that. That's kind of what I want to say. Yeah, what the world is like, we're putting you somewhere else, or like there's like a significant closing of a cycle, but it's like don't even look back at the thing. In terms of like considering, could I have said this differently? Could I try this one more time? Could I? No, not in this case. In this case, you did what you could and you saw what you did, and now it's time for you to like go towards something that looks like it's like karmic justice, karmic reward, karmic magic, karmic balance. And that's going to be the they're like, bring me the 3 of Swords, Pisces. That's why they want you to hang on to this. Remember this. Write it down. So that if you're ever tempted to look back or go back, you remember. But this is saying like when you get here, there's a meeting with like, let's just say spirit or a spirit guide or an angel. And like when you arrive at this place, mentally, emotionally, maybe physically, you're going to be met with people who heal this. This is going to be spirit saying, now give me those swords. Let me take this out of your heart. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. And remember I said, go to the light. Carol Ann, we have the light with her tots out up towards the sun. I love it. Go towards the light, Carol Ann. I didn't even watch that movie this Halloween season. Okay, Pisces, this was a little spooky one, but I kind of love it. People got to stand in their shit. None of your business. You keep going. You saw what you saw and experienced what you experienced for a reason, right? Now it's like you have some positive energy to come into, but it's got to be come into over here in this like safer space, this more balanced space, this more magical space, this more like karmically rewarding space with like a different set of people, a different set of tools. And these night energies are likely going to elevate up into kingship because you will be in a space that cultivates that, prioritizes that. Let those destructo angels do what they got to do. None of our business, right? All right, Pisces, smash that love button. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday. Hold my hands if you want some Reiki, love, and healing. Take a gentle inhale through the nose. A soft release out through the mouth. I'm sending you so much Reiki, love, and healing. Savor your peace at the bottom. And affirm it, Pisces. I move towards the light, baby. I'll see you later.